Welcome to No Fun Channel. I'm Felix, and once again, looks like I am going to start off talking about working out. I made it to the gym today, and it was leg day. We started off with just doing 5 minutes on the treadmill, and then we went and worked out the legs, and I really fatigued my legs. I could feel them turning rubber. I was trying not to do the rubber leg walk, and I think I pulled it off. But yeah, I really went for it with my legs. I did a little more weight than I normally do. It wasn't much. It wasn't like 100 pounds more. I think on the leg press it was just 20 pounds more maybe. And the calf raises, I did a little more weight than I normally do with the calf raises. That worked out, and yeah, I really pushed it on the legs. Today I also finally went to the free weights and tried to do a bench press. And I was able to do a bench press. I didn't have a lot of weight. I think I had 70 pounds. And I used to be able to do, I think 200 plus was my max. And now I can barely do 100. I did try to do a squat on the Smith machine, and it was hard. I couldn't get my balance right on that thing. I think because I kept wanting to lean forward. So I'm going to have to work on that. And, I might try it again. But yeah, so I'm going to try to do free weights more. And I do want to start doing more bench press. Because I really do want to get the flabby movies gone. But still, my main goal is to lose the weight first and then bulk up or get ripped later. I hate the fact that it takes so long to get the fat off. Like, I know I didn't gain it overnight, but I wish I could lose it overnight. But I'm working on it, and slow and steady wins the race. I just got to keep at it. Eventually, it'll come off. The biggest key is changing my diet, which I have done. I haven't cut out like bad food altogether. I just don't eat it nowhere near as much, and that's helped a lot. I'm holding at 365 now. I had a doctor's appointment and discovered everything I had on, including my keys and wallet, weighed 4 pounds. Because I weighed myself before I got dressed, and then I weighed myself after, and it was a 4 pound difference. And then when I got to the doctor's office, it was the same weight I weighed at home when I got dressed. So I was like, so now I know it's a 4 pound difference. So I was like, so for the most part, I can just minus the 4 pounds whenever I get weighed from now on at the doctor's office. Now I was thinking about that because summer's coming up, and I'm not going to have my jacket on. And I was thinking about probably leave my keys, I wouldn't leave my keys in the car, but no, I won't leave my phone either. So with the jacket off made, I'll take off probably not a full pound, but take a little bit off. But still, I thought that was interesting. 4 pounds altogether is how much my clothes weigh. So that was interesting. And then, but yeah, my working out is paying off. I do feel a difference. I got more energy. Like Monday, I took Monday off. That's when my doctor's appointment was. It was in the morning, so I decided to take the whole day off and do some yard work. And the yard work was hard, but it wasn't as hard as it used to be. So I can definitely tell the working out is working. And I didn't like half-ass the yard work. Sometimes I'll half-ass the first time and then go back out and clean up later. But this time I did it all in one day. So I was like, it's definitely working out. And I'm going to go out Friday and cut it again, keep it short, and go around, trim it up again. So I think it's working. I'm almost to the point where I kind of want to work out twice a day, but I'm trying not to do that. I don't want to become that guy. It's not so much becoming that guy. I don't want to push myself to the point where I black out or something like that, overdo it. So I got to tell myself slow and steady, just keep busy around the house, do things here and there, and go to the gym. So I think if I keep that up, I'm going to see real progress. But yeah, today was leg day, and man, it worked me out. There is one thing. I've been trying to work out my forearms, and now my forearms, it seems like no matter how much weight I use on my forearms, it seems like it takes forever to fatigue them. So I don't know why, but my forearms and calves are the same way. Like I can be holding 200 pounds and doing calf raises, and my calves seem to take forever to start burning. And the same with my forearms, I wouldn't say I'm holding two, I think maybe 50 pounds in both arms, and, doing, I'll do this, I'll do this. Yeah, working on my forearm and my calves seem to take forever to fatigue them. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I am working on it, so there's that. I really am getting into working out to where I want to go every day. Because that's what I used to do. I did go every day. I work out legs, I do chest, I do this and that. And I would do all the chest exercises. I do all the arm exercise. I wasn't ripped, but I was in shape, and the weight was coming off. And then that gym closed, and then I didn't join another gym. But hopefully I can figure something out. Maybe I will start going every day. We'll see. But sometimes when I work out, I can work out to where I'm breathing heavy, and it's like no sweat. And the other time I can work out to where I'm just dripping sweat, but I'm not breathing heavy. And I learned a long time ago, just because you're not sweating doesn't mean you're not working out. There's that old thing where people think if you're not sweating, you're not getting a good workout. Well, it's actually not 100% true. It depends on what's going on. Because you can not sweat and still get a good workout. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Like, there were days where I didn't sweat, but I could definitely feel it. And there were days where I'm dripping sweat and I didn't feel it. So it's like, okay. I just got to stay focused on my working out, and I should be good to go. Now, as for stuff in the news, P. Diddy is apparently doing some really bad stuff. I don't really focus on that stuff, but negative news. Am I surprised he's getting caught for doing something? No. And I heard rumors about him being responsible for Biggie and Tupac's death when it happened, and that's come back up again. So if it came out that he was responsible for both their death, I would not be shocked. But yeah, am I shocked all this is happening? It's the entertainment industry. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be shocked if they pull something on Tom Hanks these days, just to be honest with you. But yeah, it's just the entertainment industry is not good. It's like the Quiet on Set. That stuff they've been talking about that's stuff that's been going on for years, unfortunately. It goes all the way back to even before Shirley Temple's time. Kids in movie were not protected. There was the fund that was created because of an actor whose family spent all his money. He was homeless. No, he was homeless. I'm going to say homeless pretty much, but he was homeless and died on the street because his parents spent all his money. Only problem is that still happens, even though parents are supposed to put so much in that fund for the kids, and it doesn't always happen sometimes. There's that, recently saw it was in the news, Honey Boo Boo's mom spent all the money. So now she's 18 and there's pretty much no money. There's only like $30,000 when there should be way more money. So it's sad, but it happens, and it still happens. That's why my kids, I have no desire for them to go into the entertainment industry anytime soon. I would much rather them be older, and I'm going to teach them to not take crap from anyone. So if someone tries to do something, it's like, if you can't handle it yourself, you come find me and I will take care of it. That reminds me, I was in a situation recently where I thought I was going to have to literally take someone out. I'm not going to go into too much details in case something happens later on. I don't want it being used against me. But this person decided it was a good idea to do something, and there's like 4 people between me and them, and they got away. Simply put, it was basically like a religious setting, you could say, and you could say it was almost like an act of God saved her life. But there was 4 people. Well, yeah, 4 people between me and her. And the preacher was one of them. He saw my face and he started, "Pray with me, brother, pray with me." And he knew I was about to commit a crime, and that's how serious it was. And he saved that person's life. No way around it. And yeah, seriously, if those individuals hadn't been between me and that person, I'd be in jail right now. That's not a joke. So yeah, so that person was saved by an act of God. Oh, and that kills me when people do stuff. This person did what they did, and you could tell they were waiting until I was not in range of them when they did what they did. Because if I'd been in range, I would snatch their ass up. But because I saw them, I was like, they're up to something. And then they did what they did. And it was like, I'm going to. And then, like I said, God stepped in and said, no. I'm not even a religious person, but even I got to admit, there was some kind of force at work that day because that person was 100% lucky. But what was even more interesting, we finally laid my father to rest, or I should say have a service for him. We had him cremated, but we had a service, and my sister at one point said, Dad hasn't come to me in a dream, because when someone dies, they usually come to her in a dream. And I guess you say it was subconscious, because I, the next day, had a dream about him. But what was weird in the dream is I'm sitting at like a tray, and like one of those trays from Walmart, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking for some numbers. It almost like I'm looking for lottery numbers to play, and I find 2 numbers, and then he gives me a third number with the 2 numbers. Say here, and I look at the numbers, and the only problem is, let's say it was my dad trying to tell me to play these lottery numbers. Only problem is he didn't tell me when to play them. It's like, because I woke up and I completely forgot about the dream. I don't remember dreams right away a lot of times. So it was like later on, I was like, oh man, I need to. So I asked my mom and sister if the numbers meant anything to them. And then just for fun, I decided to Google the numbers. And it turns out the numbers in question actually had a religious significance, which I thought was really fascinating. I was just like, are you for real right now? And what's funny is I had a dream after the incident with that person. And one of the things that it was linked to was forgiveness. I was like, oh, I don't think I can forgive that person. And the other thing it was linked to was something to the effect that the universe is listening to you, that they know you, the universe knows you need help. And so the universe is listening. What's funny is, besides my mic get messed up here, what's funny is it was talking about the universe is listening. It's like, because earlier I was like, God, you can stop testing me anytime now. Yeah, whoever's up there thinking I'm a strong soldier, you need to stop. I'm not as strong as you think. And when I see TikToks like that, I can relate to them 100%. It's like, yeah, stop it anytime. But there are times I wonder, what if it's not God testing you? If you want to go to religious route, what if it's the devil testing you, trying to get you to break? But yeah, it had religious significance. Now, the only reason I'm not giving out the number, I don't want to find out later it was a lottery number and everyone's hitting but me. That would piss me off. What's funny also, I told my wife about it. She's like, you should see if the number's hit. I said, what good would it do me if they hit already? So I was like, I'm not looking it up. I don't want to find out it hit and be even more pissed off. But yeah, it was interesting. And the timing of the dream and everything is just like, okay, there's some forces at work maybe trying to tell me not to do anything drastic, So. But what was funny is the look, I knew I had a crazy pissed off look on my face. And some of the people around me were just like, yeah, we knew you were about to commit murder. So it's like, it is what it is. That person's still breathing. So it's for the most part, all good for me anyways. But I did tell some people, it's on site if I see them pretty much. And I may end up still going to jail. So that's how bad it was. It wasn't they did anything. Well, they did do something, but it wasn't like, I'm trying not to go into too much detail, but yeah, it's just, they pissed me off. And it's to the point where I don't really care. I'm gonna hurt them. But yeah, it's just little things like that. And yeah, it's just, I don't get people who do stuff like that, who go and, who purposely go out of the way to try to hurt someone, either with words or violence, just because they feel like they've been slighted and then they got it wrong. This person did something and basically their anger was direct. They were angry about something. They thought someone else did it and it was me. I was behind why they were angry. And I would have told them to their face. I would have told them why. And I probably would have told them with my hands wrapped around their throat, but I would have told them. And so their anger was directed at the wrong person, and I would have let their ass know. So, but it is what it is. I'm trying to let it go, but it pissed me off to a level I don't think I've ever been that angry. And I think I really would have done something to that person. But let me switch subjects. I want to talk about burning CDs. For my father's service, we had a slideshow, and the funeral home was like, we got a DVD player, we got this. It's like, I'll be honest, it felt kind of janky, but we got through it. And I ended up just taking my laptop. So I'm just taking my laptop, plugging it into the TV, and that's what I did. Played the slideshow. It was all good. But yeah, it was just like, at the time, because I tried to burn a CD, and then I realized, oh yeah, CDs don't have that much space on them, so I couldn't burn what I needed to onto the CD. And it's like, well, I'm just gonna take my laptop. The reason I was hesitant about taking my laptop, it's a MacBook or MacBook Pro. I don't remember what I got, but that thing rarely leaves the house. It's not cheap. I don't like taking my expensive stuff out the house, and so it rarely ever leaves the house. I had to ask my wife, have I ever taken this anywhere? And I think I have, but it's always been in very, very controlled environments. It rarely leaves the house. It's still in good shape. I've had this since 2017, 2016 maybe, but I've had it for a long time. It still runs great. No issues with it. I don't do a lot on it, but it is what it is. I got this when I was going to school, and it was part of the schooling program, and I see no reason to try and mess it up. Now I try to keep it as best. It got a few scrapes here and there, but I did have to replace the battery in it. What was weird is I noticed my top wasn't closing all the way on it. I was like, why is the top not closing? Here, I researched it and said you probably have a swole battery. So I learned how to replace the battery. So I replaced the battery in it. So that was actually pretty interesting. This is probably the most tech stuff I've done on a MacBook was replacing the battery. And it was pretty straightforward and simple. I did it and bada bing, bada boom. But but during all this, it got me thinking, how many people still burn CDs? And it's like, even before this, when I discovered I could plug my phone into my car, I would just put my music on my phone, plug it into the car, and call it a day. And so I literally cannot remember the last time I burned a CD. It's been that long. It's been a long, long time. And there was some times when my wife would ask me, I said, just put it on your phone and Bluetooth it. And she's like, oh, what's it? It's like, no, just put it on your phone and Bluetooth. You can put more songs on your phone. And finally I got her doing that. And like, yeah, you can have now she has XM in her radio, or Sirius XM in her car. But yeah, and before she got that, she just started doing the Bluetooth. And even without the Bluetooth, it got to the point where you could USB cable, into your radio, or in some cases aux cable. You could do that too. In one car, I started doing that before I had a car that had USB port or Bluetooth. So I had one car I was looking into a Bluetooth adapter to plug in, but then that car went away, and I got a new car that had the capability of doing it, so we didn't need to. But yeah, it's so much easier just to do it that way than to burn a CD. So it's like, who's still burning CDs? And if so, why do you feel the need to burn CDs? Now, I do know in my job, they burn CDs. I work in the IT in the medical field, and I know they sometimes will burn a CD to put like medical images and stuff on. But other than that, I don't know people who are still burning CDs. I don't know who's still burning CDs. They still sell them. They still sell CDs you can buy to burn. So it's still a business. I recently bought an external CD drive because I didn't have one. I didn't put a CD drive in my last computer. I think my last 2 computers I haven't put a CD drive in. And I know. It's like, well, how did you install Windows? I got a drive. I actually had another computer. I downloaded Windows onto it, then installed it, and then I had the license number, and we were off to the races. But yeah, I'm just thinking about that, and when I was thinking about that, something else popped in my head. Was actually when I was thinking about that, I was at work, and that's what made me think of this. It's like I was talking to someone, they were on a speakerphone, and they just walked away talking. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't hear you anymore. And they just started yelling louder. Like, I really can't hear you. It sounds like you're in a tunnel. And finally they came over and started talking again. And then they walked away again. It's like, I wanted to scream and be like, take me off the effing speakerphone. I had a situation once before, a long time ago, where they had me on speakerphone. And one of the habits I have is I ask people how to spell the name. I don't care how simple of a name it is. I'm going to ask you. Because I have run into issues where the name was not spelled the way it should have been. So I now ask, like I had a woman who got pissed off because I asked her how to, she said, it's like, I think her last name was Brick. And she was like, it's like the brick, for a house. And I told her, well, the reason I'm asking is because sometimes it's not spelled the way you think it is. And I've run into that numerous times. So I ask all the time now. And she just thought that was the stupidest thing. It's like, hey, I've been doing this long enough to know that I'm going to ask. And I had another situation where a guy's like, oh, someone's sensitive or something. They made a smart ass comment. And I really did say, could you take me off the speakerphone? I can hear the rude comments. And the guy's like, it's like, how are you going to make cracking jokes knowing I'm on speakerphone? First off, it's like, and so I took care of it, took care of the issue. And then I reported the call to my supervisor and they took care of it. But, yeah, it was I think the guy thought he was funny until I reported him. It was like, you can't do that stuff. I mean, this is a professional environment. We work for the same company. Why would you do that? It's so messed up. And I don't get some people who do that stuff. It's like, you do understand, just because I'm on the phone doesn't mean I'm a customer service in a foreign country. We work for the same company. Why are you? I've actually had to remind people, like, we work for the same company. And then they kind of quiet down. It's like, you might watch that tone. It's like, yeah, speakerphones, I hate them. The only time I like speakerphones, if the person puts me on speaker so more than one person can hear me, and they let me know ahead of time. And so it's like, yeah, otherwise, speakerphones are not good. I've never liked speakerphones. Now, do I use speakerphone? Yes, I do. But here's the thing. I let the person know I'm putting them on speaker. And I asked them, can you hear me? And that's part of the etiquette that's missing when people use speakerphone. They never verify if a person can hear them. They just start talking like I should just automatically be able to hear you. And unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, I can't hear you. Because you've done walked across the room and you're rustling papers, you're doing this, you're doing that, and you're not paying attention to what you're doing. So no, I can't hear you. So there's that. Yeah, yeah. If you don't know the proper etiquette for using the speakerphone, you probably should be using them. I was watching a TikTok, and they started talking about the hero when they don't kill the villain, and they point out you done slaughtered every single person along the way. And then you get to the main villain, you're like, everyone's like, if you kill them, you'll be no better than them. It's like, you just slaughtered everyone in your path. It's like, what's one more body? Just take him out. I have seen some like TV shows or movies and even cartoons, anime, where they do that. If I do this, I'm no better than him. And then someone else is like, or boom, they take him out. Like, I'm good. And I kind of want to I want to write a manga comic book like that where you have someone who's like the do-gooder hero who, like I said, they slaughtered everyone, and then in the main villain they won't kill. And then you have basically the Punisher character who's like, are you stupid? And just puts them down. They're like, I never got that. It's like, how are you going to have them kill everyone and then not kill the main villain? Have the main villain get arrested? Like, stop that. Cut that crap out. It's a tired, old cliche that needs to stop. Just stop. So I was watching Trash Taste, and they did another hentai episode. I think they said it was their fourth one, and they let the people pick hentais they should watch and review them. And I was just, every time I hear people talk about, adult cartoons and things like that, I'm never gotten turned on by it. At least not as an adult. I think as a kid, I went through oh man, like I grew up with G.I. Joes, like, oh, Lady J, yeah, or Scarlet. I think I was a Lady J fan. Well, I was more Lady J than Scarlet. But I just remember not being, as I got older, I was like, yeah, the cartoons. Because as a kid, that's all you got. It's cartoons at first. And then, of course, now you get the internet. So if the internet had been back then. But as I got older, I discovered, Playboy. So like, oh, screw cartoons. And from that point on, I've just never gotten turned on by cartoons. But it's like $1 million industry, so by itself. So it's like, people are liking it. But I thought about dabbling in it and just to see, because I did look into getting hired by some, to get my feet wet for doing animation and stuff. But I ended up not doing it. Maybe I'll look into it again. You never know. Because some of those places will just hire you no matter what. And never know. Could end up getting my feet wet, get some experience animating. But yeah, it's just, I've never been like, oh, wow, look at those boobs. Look at that. Look at that. It's never got me going. And nothing gets, everyone has their own thing. But that never got me going. Another thing I think that turns me off with a lot of that stuff is that they, even in anime, it's a big like red flag a lot of times. I don't know. I wouldn't say a lot of times. I would say all the time. Is when they have the prepubescent kids acting as adults, and they'll even do a beach day with them. It's like they don't have anything to do a beach day. And it's like they're 10 and 11 years old and doing beach day with them. Like, what the hell anime am I watching again? And a lot of times I end up stop watching it because of that. And now there was one they did it, but it was short. It was just like here and there, and it was over. And it was like, it was so unnecessary. And I never got that. And then you have people, picking their favorite girl, and they're all like underage. It's like, what's the deal with this? I don't get it. And then idiots will defend it and say, it's the culture, it's Japanese culture. No, it's not. It's perverted people. So stop saying that. You sound like an idiot. But yeah, it's just, I don't get it. Most of the animes I find to be the best are usually the one where they have older characters, or if they do have kids in them, they're not trying to sexualize them. Those, to me, are usually the best anime. And I'm not the only one that, people who are truly into anime will also like those same ones, because those are the ones that actually took the time to animate, to write and put some thought into it. And what's funny is sometimes the manga itself is not that good, but then the anime is, and vice versa. But either way, when you have both that are good, that really puts it over the top. And usually the really good ones don't do that. They don't do the fan service. Now, when I say good, it doesn't necessarily mean best-selling, unfortunately. What I mean by good is that there's a storyline, there's a middle, beginning, and end, and there's no unnecessary TNA in it. I don't need TNA in everything. It's okay if there's not in there, and it's really okay if it's just a bunch of school kids if it's not in there. So let's leave it to the adult stuff. Let's leave the adult stuff with the adults. But yeah, it's never appealed to me. Now, something else in the news is Good Times. They're remaking Good Times into a trash cartoon. And I don't know what the hell they were smoking when they came up with that idea. You know what I think? I think there was a room full of white people and they went, let's remake Good Times, but we'll do it this way. Then they talked to maybe one or two black people and said, they agree. Let's make it. The black community wants this. No, we don't. We do not want this. Make it go away. Well, what's going to happen is people are going to rage watch it and rage watch it, and it's going to get a season 2. I'm not even going to do that. Nobody watch this. Please, for the love of God, don't watch this. Do not watch this crap. This is not Good Times. They're trying to say it's Good Times. No, it's not. This is not. Good Times never did anything like that. You know nothing about Good Times. Make this crap go away. And I think Seth MacFarlane's part of it, and Stephen Curry. I think Steph Curry should be ashamed of himself for having his name attached to that. So, for the love of God, do not rage watch this. Just make it go away. Don't watch it. Just, if you see it, do they still do a thumbs up, thumbs down? If they do, thumbs down it. Just everyone do a thumbs down. Make this crap go away. Someone get a petition going to Netflix to say, what in God's name were you thinking? This is a slap in the face to Good Times. You guys are pathetic. I'm sorry, you are. No one asked for this. So please do not rage watch this. It'll wind up getting a season 2 like Velma. That's the only reason Velma got a season 2. Oh, God. And another thing, Halo. I watched the first Halo, and I haven't watched... I take that back. I didn't even watch the whole first Halo. The moment he took his helmet off, I stopped watching it. Like, this is not Halo. And then I saw a clip. He's not even in the uniform. He's completely out of the uniform. Like, where's his suit? He's a super soldier with that suit. And it's like, are you kidding me? And you had the formula. It was already done for you. All you had to do was adapt it to TV. And we would have been better off if you called it something else. Or at least had the lead character be something else. And they could have had a bit of a spin-off something of another soldier or something. But don't have it be Master Chief. You pissed off a generation of fans. And I hope this doesn't get any more seasons. I think it got a season 1 because the fans were hoping probably get better. And some people rage watched it. And so there's 3 shows right there. Let's make them go away. Good Times, Velma, and Halo. Let's make all these go away. These 3 shows. These 3 should have never been made. It should have never happened. But they made them, and they're here. So let's make them go away. Like, oh my God. Oh God. Something else in the news. The bridge in Baltimore. I like to say I was surprised how quickly people made this a conspiracy. Yeah. They said the ship was from Singapore and people started saying China. It's like, no, Singapore. No, so the China? No. Singapore. China. It's like, never mind. And then people made it about race because of the Baltimore mayor. Like, how dare he wear that jacket? It's like, what? That no politician will wear that jacket to a press conference. Like, multiple politicians have worn jackets like that to a press conference. What are you talking about? I love the fact that people were on TikTok just posting pictures of politicians wearing similar jackets to press conference. Like, just shut up. You're just being racist. But, yeah, that Baltimore crash was something. And I didn't really get into it. Just the fact that it happened. And people were like, how'd that bridge collapse so easily? It's like, well, you got this huge boat. And the thing, even at a slow speed, let's say the thing was going 1 mile an hour. You are not going to be able to stop that. It's going through something, and it went through the support beam of that bridge and took it out. So yeah, boats, especially when packed like that was, that had a lot of cargo containers on it. So it was real easy for it to smash through that bridge with no problem. Did they ever remove the crew? Because the crew was on there. They weren't letting the crew off. And so I don't know if they did or didn't. But yeah, it was just like, wow. It was like, when that happened and when I heard about it, it's like, that's incredible. And the way it just collapsed too is just like, whoa. And then idiots are like, the conspiracy people are like, how do they have camera angles? Well, first off, there's security cameras all around there. And 2, people have cell phones. 3, people have cameras in their cars. So there's cameras everywhere. That's how they got angles from every direction, you idiot. It's like, this isn't like the 80s or 90s. This is now. Everyone has a camera. There's cameras everywhere. I'm on a camera right now. I got a camera on my phone, my laptop, my tablet, my old laptops. There's cameras everywhere. And so when I hear stupid stuff like that, you guys didn't even think before you spoke, did you? And then the whole, people think that's a joke about the whole, saying they're Singaporean and people going China. No, people were really saying they're from China. It's China. When they heard Singapore, it's like, they're China. No, it's Singapore. So it's like, just stop talking. The fact that people can make a conspiracy out of anything, it blows my mind. My dad was a big conspiracy nut. If he was still around, I'm sure he would have been talking about that bridge and the conspiracy and all this stuff. It's like, do you understand how boats work? Would have been my question to him. It's like, I don't really know how boats work, and I know enough to know that there was no way that boat was stopping in time. And people are talking about, well, why did it do this and do that? And because by the time they realized something was wrong, it was too late. It's pretty much what it came down to. It's like when people are driving and by the time you realize something's wrong, it's too late. And sometimes you can correct it and save it, and other times you can't. And unfortunately, it was one of those times that it could not be saved. From what I understand, they did try to avoid the collision, but it just didn't happen. Well, going from bridge collapses to Target, I had 3 Target cards, $5 a piece, so $20, and had them since Christmas. Finally, I told my wife, let's go to Target. I need to get rid of these cards. You know what I did with that $20? Bought a mouse for my son. I could not think of anything I wanted. It was like, there's nothing I want. So I just like, here, you want this mouse? He's like, yeah, it's yours. It's like, there's nothing I wanted. It's like, oh my God. Yeah. But, that's what I had them for so long. I couldn't think of anything I wanted. I did try to find something, but there was nothing. And it wasn't because, Target didn't have anything. It's just, I just didn't want anything. I even looked at games. It was like there were no games that were speaking to me or anything at the moment. And I think it also got to the point where I was just ready to go. And what's funny is I told my wife, when we go inside, I'm going in, doing my thing, and I'm getting out. And it's like, and then she was talking about, so I said, give me the keys. She said, no, I'm not giving you the keys. I said, give me the keys. I'm going in the car. And we ended up leaving. It's like, I told you before we went in there, I'm not going in there to walk around. I'm not going in there to do this. I'm going in to spend this $20 and I'm out. And so we ended up splitting up. She went one way, me and my son went another. And that's how he got the mouse, because he came with me. if my daughter didn't come with me, maybe I would split them up between the two of them. But actually, technically they did, because I used the $20 and brought the price down. Because we just paid for everything as a whole. So yeah, so it technically got spent on both of them. But yeah, it's just, I cannot think of anything I wanted. Because usually if I want it, I buy it at that moment. And I don't think to go to Target to buy stuff, to be honest with you. Most of my stuff I buy online and get it shipped here. So that's also part of why I'm so antisocial. I don't have to go anywhere. If it wasn't for my wife, I wouldn't leave the house. If it wasn't for my wife and kids, I'd be a shut-in. Really, I would be a shut-in. I'd probably be on 600 pounds. But, yeah, I cannot think of anything. So it was like, well, okay, whatever. And like I said, I go online and buy stuff. Like I bought this thing, external hard drive reader. I don't know if it's this thing or my computer, but it keeps disconnecting. I think it's where it's plugged in. Problem is, the plug USB ports in the back I can't reach. And if I could reach them, I don't have a place to plug in the external power supply, because I got all this stuff plugged in already. I got 3 monitors, my computer, or 2 computers, and well, I guess I could unplug my tablet temporarily, or unplug my laptop and try it. But I'm thinking this the port that I'm plugging into or something keeps making it time out and disconnect. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. Yeah, I haven't tried it on my laptop. I might have to try that later. I just thought I haven't tried it on my Mac. Main reason I haven't tried it because it's a Windows hard drive, so I didn't want to have it not or have it mess up. But I'll give it a shot and see what happens. But yeah, oh man, this week. Oh, and someone committed fraud in my wife's name, and we reported it to it's a Small Business Bureau Administration, and we reported it to them as fraud. They took out one of those PPP loans in my wife's name. We reported the fraud. We did a police report. We did all the proper things. And then they immediately turn around and say, well, you're still responsible. It's like, no. This is fraud. And they put a levy against us. It's like they took our tax return. We didn't do it. What the hell are you doing? It's like we reported it. We did a police report. And it's like they're making us jump through hoops. And we've been jumping through hoops, telling them, doing everything we're supposed to. And they're still holding us responsible. I've been trying to find a lawyer. I'd love to sue the crap out of them. But there's lawyers don't want to touch it. It's like, and most lawyers where I live are all accident lawyers. There's no like any lawyers that want to take it on. And if they put a levy against, to me, I feel like they have to give us that information, because we try to find out what account the money was sent to and all this stuff, and they wouldn't tell us. Like, no, now you got to tell us. You done put a levy against us. You're telling us this information. You're sending us everything you got on this. And you are now obligated to send us everything if you're going to be taking our money. Send us what you got. And it's like, no, we're not playing this game. And finding lawyers like next to impossible for this situation. There are places that deal with these loans, but their thing is negotiating a settlement. It's like, I'm not doing no settlement. We didn't do anything wrong. Like, we're going to sue them. And unfortunately, there's no one's cheap. No one's going to take this on for free. And if we go after it, I'm going after them for everything they got. I know it's a Small Business Administration, they're federal, but still, just because they screwed up and gave a loan to someone they shouldn't have, doesn't mean we should be held accountable for it. This is one of the reasons I hate government. Like, the government screws up and it's your fault. It's like, how is it my fault you screwed up? But hopefully we can get this straightened out and fixed. But it's like, you gotta be kidding me with this crap. But I don't know what we're gonna do. Yeah, this past couple, Friday, Saturday. So what? Since Friday, seems like everything's just coming at me. Like I said, whoever's in charge up there, stop it. I'm good. And if you really are listening, universe, give me a big fat paycheck I don't have to pay back. Just give me a huge sum of money I don't have to pay back that I'm not going to get in trouble for having. I did that one time, like telling the universe I need this money for this reason. And instead what they did is give me 2 credit cards with $5,000 credit limits. But I needed the money to pay for stuff, so I used it. It's like, now I'm in debt, but so now I'm being more specific in what I mean. Like, let me win the lottery. So it's like, those lotto numbers. If those were the winning lotto numbers, you could have told me when to play them. You know, if it was in a dream, it wasn't very clear. Was I supposed to play them the same day? Because it was the weekend, and anyone that knows me, well, my dad didn't really know me, so I don't really do much on the weekend. And just like, oh well, I'm out. But I don't know. It's just what a week. Hopefully this weekend I can rest and just not do anything. Because ever since the memorial service for my dad, it's just like, it's one thing after another, one thing after another, one thing after another, one thing after another. It's like, seriously, can I get a break? And can I get that break that a lot of people get that don't deserve it? You know, can I get that break? Like, you'll see the people who win the lottery and you discover this horrible secret about them. Like, they're mass murderers. Maybe not to that extreme. Or they don't even need it because they're already a billionaire. It's like, why are you playing the lottery? You're already a billionaire. You're already a millionaire. It's like, come on, let the poor people play. But yeah, it's just like, I want that break, you know. And unfortunately, that was one of those rare breaks that not everyone gets. And you know, I'm one of them. I'm one of those people who's not lucky. I'm one of those people who, if you're around me, you'll be lucky. It's like I absorb all the bad luck so you can be lucky. Literally, I can be around a group of people. Every single person around me will have something happen. Me, nothing. We went to dinner, me and my wife, and she was like winning all the big prizes. My sister, I was doing something with her, and she was winning left and right. It's like, come on. I couldn't win for nothing. And it's like, so it's maybe I should have my wife play the lottery. I'll be with her when she goes to get it so I can absorb all the bad luck. And she'll win. Hopefully she doesn't decide to leave me when she wins. But since we're married, I can take her to court and be like, can I get half? But yeah, it's just like, where's my big break, you know? Where's my lottery winnings? And if that dream really was about the lottery, could you be a little more clear? Give me an exact date I should go play. I need details. I'm not a person who can figure out context clues like that in the dream, because that dream was really all over the place. It's you're gonna have to spell it out for him. Be like, on this date, it's like, be like, this coming Friday. Be like Friday what is Friday? Like Friday the 12th, go play the lottery. You know, buy a Powerball ticket. You know, it's like, buy Mega Millions, buy this one. Tell me which one to buy. It's like, and don't give me the logo for it. You need to verbally tell me which one to buy. So universe, if you're trying to tell me to play the lottery so I can win big, please spell it out for me. Because the truth is, I'm to the point where I'm done playing by the rules. I'm to the point I told my wife, I'm going to start a cult and scam people out of their money. It's like, I'm going to come up with this huge scam people out of their money, and then we can just vanish with the money. It's like, we'll be out, no one will find us, we'll just disappear with all the money. It was funny, I tried to do some crypto through Fidelity. I got a notice about doing crypto through Fidelity, so I was checking it out, and it wouldn't let me do it. It said I couldn't do it in West Virginia. So now I got to look at something else. I was going to go with Fidelity because they're a known entity, been around a long time. So I don't know if it's something Fidelity has with West Virginia, or you just can't do cryptocurrency in West Virginia. So I need to look into that and see what's going on. Now, I know there's not a lot of places that accept it in West Virginia, but it's like, I know you can have a crypto wallet and all that stuff in West Virginia. I had a crypto wallet at one point, so I think it's something Fidelity, maybe with the banking laws and rules, they can't do it in West Virginia. It's the only thing I can think of. But because I wanted to try to do some investing and get into one of those cryptocurrencies and have it blow up on me so I can be like, I'm a millionaire because of crypto, yeah. But no such luck. But yeah, I do have some stocks. I haven't checked on those in a couple of months. I need to go check on them. Maybe some of them have gone up and I can make some money off them. I don't know. But yeah, I'm thinking about cutting my podcast in half. Because I think an hour is a long time. Because in the beginning I was doing it to get used to talking. And I think I've gotten pretty good at talking. One reason I'm thinking about cutting it is maybe I won't cut it. Because it is something that's forcing me to speak and to pay attention. The podcast is making me work. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just wow, my brain shut down. Because I don't want to cut it, be honest with you, but I want to cut it. I think it's because I'm doing so many things and I'm tired and I feel like there's no reward for it. But the reward was supposed to be me getting confident, getting more confident speaking, and I'm not 100% sure if it's paid off. The reason is because I don't go anywhere. So it's like I don't talk to anyone. I talk to people in customer service. To me, it's not the same thing, though. IT customer service is not the same thing as just having a conversation with someone. So maybe I'll keep it an hour. But I think this one's going to be a short one, simply because I had a lot of interruptions going to get taken out, and yeah, I just been thinking about it. But once again, my YouTube's channels I watch is still doing good, and this week I'm actually ahead by one, so I'm trying to keep that one up. I'm going to try to do 2 of them, so that way when the new one premieres, I'll have 2 ready to go. I'm trying to get ahead on that. There's no reason I can't get ahead on that other than me. And I'm going to record. So tomorrow I'm going to record 2 of those. And then I'm going to record the sci-fi shows I think should be remade. And I already worked on the outline for the first one. And so yeah. So I think I'm going to keep at it. I'm going to keep going. I'm up to 22 people subscribed to my stuff, so that's interesting. To be honest with you, I didn't think anyone would subscribe, so the fact that 22, no, it's 23 now, I think. 23 people have subscribed blows my mind. So it's like, okay, that's interesting. And so I'm just going to keep going. And I want to look some more into the cryptos thing, because I really did want to try to invest in it, but it is what it is. Now, what was I going to say? Oh, Shits and Gigs. They didn't do their Who Am I this week, so maybe that's why they did 2 in a row. But Aber and Preach have been going in on Fresh or Fit again, because apparently how they put it is like Fresh got Fit pregnant. And what it is I think the girl's last name is Fit or something like that, or she's a fitness model. Either way, he got some girl pregnant and he's trying to trick her into getting it taken care of. And apparently he's done this before quite a few times. My thing is, most of these guys are not the most attractive people, but I've always found that interesting how you can see unattractive people with very attractive people. And it is, it's not just guys with beautiful women. You'll see girls with handsome men. It's like, how? What's going on here? And really what it is, at least for the guys, is because they know how to talk to the girl. Literally. If you know how to talk to someone, that goes a long way. Of course, it doesn't hurt that they have money and they display their money. So the girls are like, ooh, I'm going to be running around, get money spent on me, blah, 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 blah. But for guys who don't have money, don't have the fancy car, how does that guy get the girl? It's because he knows how to talk to the girl. I consider myself a cute guy. And, there was a time I knew how to talk to the girl. I knew how to talk to females, to women, and now I don't. I haven't had a need to try to talk them up, so it's not something I worry about anymore. But I just thought it was interesting because they called him Timon. So this girl called him Timon and Pumbaa. They said not the one that looked like Timon, it's the one that looked like Pumbaa. I was like, and they call him the Pug King as well, because his face looked like a pug, and it's just like, wow, they're just going in on him. But yeah, if you see the ugly guy with a girl that's hot, there is a good chance that he got game. He knows how to talk to a girl. And sometimes it's all it takes. Is if you know how to spit fire, they'll line up for you. And it's just that simple. Now, if you're an ugly guy and you're in shape, that helps out as well. But yeah, that Fresh and Fit stuff is hilarious. And they posted a new one, I guess. Fresh and Fit are angry at Abba and Preach again. And it's like, this is too hilarious. Part of me is like, did you guys set this up? Is you guys punking us? You guys are actually friends behind the scenes, and you guys are just setting this up for ratings. Like they're just doing a ratings thing. But yeah, I think we'll wrap it up here. But once again, I just like to say, for the love of God, do not watch Good Times. Let's boycott Good Times, the animated show. And to me, any black person attached to this, why? Why did you attach? Did you who was black and went, oh yeah, let's do this. Let's take something that was had a message and was a good show and destroy it. It's like, so yeah. So Good Times, Velma, and Halo. Let's start a petition to get rid of those three shows. Let's get rid of all of them. All three need to go away. And Good Times needs to go first. It needs to be destroyed. They need to destroy every copy of this thing and just get rid of it. It's like, this is so stupid. Why? It still pisses me off. But those three shows, let's vote them out. Let's get rid of them, kick them off the planet, and pretend like they never happened. All right. Once again, for everyone who comes across this video, thank you for listening, and take care.